is related to the ECMAScript for the Salesforce application development. So why ECMAScript is so important for any application development? We will going to focus on this. So quick introduction about me. I am a technical architect in content business solution, and I am certified application architect. You can connect me on Twitter with my handle is Dhanik Sahani, and also use blogging. So for that purpose, for the whatever you post you want to see, you can go and reach like on salesforcecodex.com. So let's start with the today's agenda. So first I will explain you what is ECMAScript and why that ECMAScript is so important in today's technical world. Is ECMAScript and JavaScript are same? Normally people are thinking like that. So is it same? And in terms of popular technologies, which ECMAScript or JavaScript in is popular technologies? What are the framework which we have related to JavaScript, and how we are utilizing JavaScript in Salesforce? And the most like a favorite question is, can we utilize JavaScript for our career or not? For a student, for me also, I was having a work questions. What are technology I should learn so that I will get a job? So for that, can we get proper job with only learning a JavaScript or no? So we will discuss on that part. So what is JavaScript? So what is ECMAScript first? So ECMAScript is scripting language specification. Specification means set up standards, set up rules, or set up the process while you working on language or you're creating a new program. So what are the norms or the process you should follow while writing that application? So those standard basically is given by ICMA International, which is not only the for the JavaScript, it has given a standard for other languages as well, like a Java, C Sharp. So ICMA International is basically is Language Specification Association. Okay. So ECMAScript is created to standardize JavaScript. Earlier, before the ECMAScript was not introduced, JavaScript was used, and it was rendered in multiple browsers. So sometime, whatever the application you have created in JavaScript, probably that will work in Chrome, or probably it will not work in Internet Explorer. So it will cause an issue. So based on that standard, what will happen? All the browsers will support that version of JavaScript. So that issue will not come that, okay, in one browser that particular function will work or in other will not work. That issue will be resolved by this inception with this ECMAScript. So right now, I like a JavaScript is another for scripting language. We have language similar to JavaScript. Microsoft has a different language, is JScript, and there is another script, ActionScript, which is developed by Micromedia, or which is basically from Adobe. Adobe actually acquired the Micromedia, so you can say it's of Adobe. Why ECMAScript is so important? If that specification actually is important, yes. So why it is important? Let's say me and you are working in one project, and I am writing my code style and you are writing it with your code style. So if third person will come, whenever he will see these two objects, he will not understand which style should we follow. So for that thing, we should follow that ECMAScript concept. So ECMAScript basically helping you creating a standards for your scripting language. So it tells you like if you want to create a variable, so how you should declare that variable. Like you should use let keyword, you should use constant keyword, or you should use where variable. So which variable you should create for specific purpose. So that standard is basically given by the ECMAScript. And it's also helping whatever the language or application you are creating that will work across the browsers. It's not to only work in Internet Explorer. It should also work with the Chrome, Mozilla, Netscape, Navigator, or the Safari. In any of the browsers, that should work. So that specification will help you in that. And it's also giving you core features, which is basically introduce or every scripting language like a JavaScript, ActionScript, or the JScript has to follow. like the variable declaration, or the method declaration, or if you are using classes in the JavaScript, so they should follow those standards for implementing that ECMAScript. Now, the question was, will JavaScript and ECMAScript is same? So you can, in some term, we can say same, but yes, ECMAScript is only a specification. It's the rules. It's not saying that I'm a language. Language is JavaScript. So basically, you can say JavaScript has implemented all the feature which is introduced by ECMAScript, all the rules which is introduced by ECMAScript. So as Shiv has told you the example, abstraction and encapsulation, you can same concept is there here, ECMAScript and the JavaScript. So JavaScript and ECMAScript. Now, if I understand the JavaScript is the implementation, so am I popular? Because everyone is a web standard, everyone is discussing JavaScript. So am I popular right now? So if you want to see that, let's see this chart. So in last 5 years, when I have seen the developer survey, which is done by stackoverflow.com, which is basically the well-known platform for almost every language. Okay. So if you refer that platform, in last 5 years, JavaScript is on top of that popularity. You can say 67.8 developer has used JavaScript in some terms or any of the time, like in daily basis, basically. So it's so popular that you should learn that. You should implement that in your applications. Now, if I am so popular, so what I can do through the JavaScript? This is the question. So for that question we can, I am remembering my days like when I started with the classic ASP. I was completely using the server-side scripting, or if I have to do any kind of validation, let's say I have created a web page, just creating a login screen. I have put the username and password on that login screen. Every time I submit that login button, it used to go in server side to validate that login and username and password. Even for the validation of that type of email is proper or not, or the length of our password is correct or not. For all those things, they was going to server side. So it will create a lot of issue on the server side. So JavaScript help us that, okay, we can do the validation on the server's client side itself. Like whatever the format we required for the password, it should be in the proper format. That is, initially that was the target for the JavaScript. But in the last 5-6 years, I have seen that we are using JavaScript as a server-side application. And if you know the Paytm, which normally every day we are using, that Paytm is built on Node.js, which is a JavaScript framework. So you can imagine how JavaScript is important and popular now. We can also create a desktop application. You must be wondering, JavaScript is a web scripting. How we can use a desktop application? Yes, there is a library, Electron.js, which actually helps you creating whatever web application you have built that can be rendered as a desktop application as well. Hybrid mobile apps. So normally when we see people around us, there's a lot of mobile developers are there. And for when you think, okay, I want to be a mobile developer, you have to learn a lot of technology before that you learn that mobile app. For Android application, you have to learn JavaScript. For iOS applications, you have to learn Swift. And for Windows applications, you have to go with the C# or other application. So instead of that, I can go with one language, which is JavaScript framework, like Ionic, PhoneGap, Angular. That single application create a 3 different platform application. Like you create one application, and that application will create a runtime. It will create a mobile application, and it will run in all 3 platforms: iOS, Android, and Windows application. So it's so powerful. JavaScript is so powerful now. Single page application. So basically we can create a single page application, which is single page application is the website or the page or application which is run in one page. So if you remember, or if you know that Gmail. Gmail is a single page application which is developed on AngularJS, which is again is a JavaScript platform. We can create a database from the JSON or JavaScript. You're wondering, can we create a database from a JavaScript? The answer is yes, because if you know NoSQL, which is saying it's I'm not a SQL, but it's actually storing the data, whatever data you have. That NoSQL is also built on JavaScript. It is based on the JSON. Okay. We can go with a 2D game development with the JavaScript frameworks. We can do the robotics application. Like 1 year back, actually, I've seen on YouTube channel or YouTube video. Actually, they were using JavaScript to run robots, to play the robots game. So it's so popular. Like Python and other applications are using JavaScript for the IoT integrations. And there are a lot of many use of the JavaScript in the today's world. So if these are the use, how many frameworks we have in a JavaScript? So we have a Node.js, again for the server-side scripting or server-side application, we are using Node.js, and many organizations are using Node.js to build their platform, like Express.js or like a Paytm using Node.js to for the beautiful you can say mobile application Paytm. So similarly, other organizations are also using Node.js for their language or their platform, like Express.js. Angular and AngularJS. This Angular is basically developed by Google. So you have already given an example that we have a Gmail which is developed on Angular. So this is a beautiful platform. Angular is again server side plus client side. Both kind of framework is available in AngularJS. React.js is again the JavaScript framework which is developed by Facebook, and Facebook is built on a React.js basically. So this is again huge potential for the React.js framework. Vue.js is a combination of React.js and AngularJS features. They have built Vue.js. And similarly, we have a lot of many libraries which is built on JavaScript framework. If you Google it, thousands of framework you will see which is built on only JavaScript framework. Okay. So now it's so popular. Now question, can we use JavaScript in Salesforce? The answer is yes. Because Salesforce is a cloud-based application. It's a web-based application. So any web-based application or the cloud-based application is hosted. Of course, there will be 3 main pillars are there: HTML, CSS, and any form of JavaScript. So yes, in Salesforce also, JavaScript is heavily written in everywhere. So like a Siv has already introduced you like MVC framework, where view part is developed in HTML and all the validations is performed through either the JavaScript or any asynchronous JavaScript for the server side call, any API you want to call. There you use Ajax, which is asynchronous JavaScript. And normal validations purpose, we use JavaScript in Visualforce page. The second framework, we have a Lightning component. Why Lightning component was introduced? Because in Visualforce page is a complete one page which is rendered at a server side. Again, means when you click any button on the Visualforce page, the complete page is reloaded. Okay, so it's create an issue because let's you have clicked on one pick list and it's rendering the complete page. It's not a good, you can say, customer-centric application. So instead of reloading complete page, that Salesforce thought, let's create the complete application in small chunks. That small chunks we call, a small module we call it component. So from Visualforce, the Salesforce shift to the component-wise concept. So that is a Lightning component was introduced around 6-7 years back in Salesforce. And at that time, actually, the web technologies was not so popular. So that's why they go with their own proprietary language, or you can say Aura framework, basically. So in Aura framework, again, we are only using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build any component. And that component will be, we can include in any of the page at runtime. Now in Salesforce also introduced Lightning App Builder, where you can, at runtime, you can create a own page and you can just drag and drop those Lightning component and you can build a complete application. Okay, so that was a part of Lightning component. Now, in last 2 years, like December 2018, they introduced another component framework, which is Lightning Web Component. So now we already have Lightning component. Why we switch to the Lightning Web Component? So initially I told you that we have to go with some of the process. We have to go with some of the norms to make your application worldwide famous, worldwide acceptable. So similar to that Salesforce, because Lightning component was only for the Salesforce, they thought, let's make an application that makes the component so that it will be widely used by every language platform, every language developer. So they have used current web standards. I will tell you what are the web standards in the next slide. So they have introduced next current web standard and they have built Lightning Web Component. I will tell you what is Lightning Web Component next slide. So next fourth step is we have Salesforce One mobile application. We can build in JavaScript application. By default, whenever you use Salesforce, by default it will come with one mobile application, Salesforce One mobile app. But if you want to create any customer-centric mobile application, then of course you can go with like Ionic platform we have, which is for JavaScript mobile application. We have a PhoneGap. So those we can use for creating a beautiful mobile application for your customers. So Lightning Web Component, what is that? So I told you from Lightning Aura component, it basically is not you can following the standards, which is all right now in the market. So Salesforce moves swift to Lightning Web Component. So Web Component is standards. They are saying Web Components are standards, and standards like what? We have a concept of shadow element. We have concept of shadow DOM. We have concept of custom element, or we have concept of, you can say, templating. So these are the current web standards where they should follow. Like why we have you go with Shadow DOM. For the concept of security, we should use the Shadow DOM, because at runtime, whatever element you have used in your HTML page, like you have used one text box, you have used pick list in one page. Now when it's rendered on the web browser, anybody can insert their own component in that in your component or below the component. So it's create a security risk. So using a web component, every element is rendered as a shadow element. Shadow means at runtime it's create own boundary for each element. Each element is created in one boundary and nobody can actually inject anything in that boundary. So it is making your application more secure with the existing application. Okay, so Lightning Web Component basically is completely built on only HTML and advanced JavaScript or the modern JavaScript. Modern JavaScript we normally say is ECMAScript JavaScript language. Okay, so Lightning Web Components is following all the web standards which I told, like Shadow DOM elements, custom element. Custom element, like right now in HTML we have a lot of element you are using. Input element, we have BR element, we have div element. So you can create your own element as well using custom element, and that comes in our Lightning Web Component. It's very fast. Whatever component we build through Lightning Web Component is very fast in terms of Visualforce page and Lightning Aura component. Lightning Web Components are ES compliant, means all the ES frameworks like ES6, ES7, ES8, ES9, and now the current standard is ES10. So they're following all those ES standards. Lightning Component is again is open source. Open source means other platform developer like who is working in React.js or who is working in AngularJS. Okay, so they can from their language itself, they can build a Lightning component because the concept is same. They are also using ES framework or ES rules, and Lightning Web component is also following the same rule. So there is no change. So you can simply, whoever is a React.js developer, they easily can switch on Lightning Web component. And you can create open source application as well using Lightning Web components. It's already available with that thing. Security, I have already told you that how security using the concept of shadow DOM. As shadow DOM actually create a boundary of your element, and you cannot inject other thing in that boundary. So this is helping you create a more secure application in Lightning Web component. Let me tell you just so how, if you see this is a community actually, and this community is built on Lightning Web component. You can see we have a different component. One component is showing the hierarchy. So basically the COVID cases, whatever the COVID cases we have in India is showing this community based on that status. So right now we have 3,96,361 patients in India, and that component, this complete component is built on Lightning Web component. So let me show that code. This is you can say this COVID data is a Lightning component which I have shown you. It's normal. You can see there's only CSS part, this is HTML part, and this is JavaScript. Only three things are there, and based on three things we have called API, which is called using this Salesforce Apex notation. Probably you will not understand right now, but if you are able to understand, that's perfect. Through this notation, actually, you can call any Apex classes, which probably like Shiv and Lakhan has told, we have an Apex concept in our Salesforce. So we can call as Apex is a server-side code. Okay, so server-side code through the JavaScript you have to call, and you have to show that in our data table. So normally, Lightning element basically in web standard is an element, but Salesforce has, you can say, created a Lightning element to just make a more secure element. Okay, whatever the element has normal web standard has, they have intercepted it and they have created their own Lightning element to make your application more secure. Okay, and these are like a JavaScript. This is HTML. Normal HTML we are rendering. There's no other normal concept. Template is a concept which is the again came from normal HTML5 concept. Okay, and then you create whatever UI you want to build, you have to go in this element itself. Okay, and Lightning layout. These are the element of the Salesforce Lightning Web component. This is only for the Lightning Web component. The same element cannot be used in Visualforce page or Lightning component. It's only specific to Lightning Web component. So you can think like how advanced application we can create through the JavaScript framework. So next, now question: can we use JavaScript for the career? I think you must be understand from this sessions. Like I can build a server-side application. I can build a code client-side application. I can build a game. I can build a single page application. I can run a beautiful website. I can go with a mobile application. I can go with a game application. So what else we require for the any application to run or for the career? So normally, if you go outside, we have to build this kind of application itself. Normally, as Salesforce, we are building a web application as a Salesforce application. So other developer will working on creating a mobile application. Other worker is working on creating a website. So everything we can go with a JavaScript. So it is a huge potential in the market, and the next future also. In next years, that JavaScript will be going into boom. Reason? IoT integration. IoT integration is easily done through the JavaScript. So in the market and future also, the JavaScript will be on the top. I'm damn sure on that. So if I'm ending the session, if you have a question, you can ask or related to this. Vinay, I'm done.